Hi folks, Anders here and welcome to episode 4 of Project Longhouse, aka the workshop build. So we have slabs laid. Excuse me being out of breath, I have been laying slabs and all sorts. So yeah, slabs are laid, they are okay. And are they perfect? No. Are they laid? Yes. For the purposes of this, they will do. The patio is not level, the original patio, so I've tried to kind of level it out as best as I can. You might be able to see the gradient going down the garden, so if you look from that corner there, obviously higher, and getting down to the bottom, it kind of levels out, so at least I've got one level. So what I'm doing today is I've moved the shed pieces out because this is the back wall of the shed, so we'll go up against the fence there. And it's weird, so all of the other pieces of the shed are tongue and groove, like so, apart from this back wall, which would originally been butted against the neighbour's wall, and it's got kind of fence slap, shiplap along there, and then part of it, I don't know if you can see, it still has tongue and groove underneath. Now, problem being, if water comes down there, which hopefully it won't because I'll have drainage installed, but it's not ideal having it going like that, so I'm taking all of the panels off and I'm going to reseat them going vertically to going horizontally, like so. So it's actually a bit better. It's all going to be insulating stuff, and I'll put a DPM on it as well. The other thing as well is, so this is what's going to be the bottom wall next to the fence there, and as you can see, it's pretty rotten, and the 3x2 timbers that are underneath are also rotten. So hello guy, what I'll need to do is cut off, I do have some spare pieces of this anyway, so cut off some of that, and yeah, replace that. I don't want to replace the whole lot. Remember, I'm trying to do this on a as lowest budget as possible. So yeah, so the plan for today is get all of those panels off. I mean, I can also, it means it's going to be lighter to be able to manoeuvre it, because again, if you look here, the bottom 3x2 timber there is very rotten. So what I'm actually going to do is, on the long pieces here, there are two solid lengths, I don't know if you can see, probably not, two solid lengths of a 3x2 on the top. Now I'm guessing that originally this would have been structural because the original shed had concrete roof tiles on, so it needed the extra weight for it and support. Because I'm only putting OSB and felt on there, yeah, so I've got two full lengths of timber there and there that I can pop off and replace the whole of the bottom pieces as needed. It's only really the corners, so once I've got this panel off, I can actually have a proper look and assess and see. But yeah, it's looking good. We've had lots of fires in the little chimney here. I've been cutting lots of old pallet woods up because it's been bonfire weekend. But yeah, so that's the plan. I want to get all of those popped off and possibly start reseating them horizontally. Yeah, I know what I mean. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Right, about 3/4 of the way done. Getting all of the fence lap, shiplap stuff off. So what I'm guessing is that the original tongue and groove stuff was probably a bit too far gone on the bottom, so they fetched it all off, and yeah, because as you can see here, it is punky. So what I'm going to do is fetch the whole lot off, fetch all of the original tongue and groove off, and cut it like 6 inches from the bottom So I've still got good wood. I mean, I can use that for replacing obviously bits there and things like that. I know it's not going to be ideal because it might allow water ingress, but I think if I put some sealant on it and stuff like that, it'll do. And that's the whole point of this project. Is it's, you know, not that. Yes, I'm doing it on a minimal budget, but it's just, you know, it'll do. It was free. And if I can reclaim it and reuse it and turn it into a workshop for very, very little funds, then it's free. So, but yeah, as you can see, this is the bottom 3x2 timber. And I don't know if you can see, but that is also quite rotted out. The uprights are all right. And weirdly, they added in these extra noggins as well. Which aren't on the other edge. I'm guessing that they added it on because that's where all the nails for the shiplap are. So, I mean, I can leave them in or I can fetch them out. The only one that needs to stay there is the middle guy because that's the structural one. The ones there and the ones up there don't need to be in particularly. But we'll see. I've got no use for them, so they might as well stay. So yeah, next bit is get these last off. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 left to go, and then the tongue and groove off, and then I've just got a frame, so that's going to be much lighter to work around and much easier to be able to fetch that piece off the top and replace it with that one at the bottom. So I will see you shortly. Okay then, so all the shiplap is off. And now I've got to get the tongue and groove off. But yeah, as you can see, it is totally rotten. So I imagine the whole of that wall would have originally been rotten like that. So they just clad it over with shiplap. But it's fine. I mean, I can chop off the bottom bits and I can use this timber here for patching up all the other areas. But yeah, as you can see down here as well, that's the corner, that's the freebie too, and that's rotted. So the original, it wasn't a shed, it would have been a garage, was built onto a solid concrete base and bolted in. You can see the bolt holes there. But there was no DPM underneath, I guess. Like, I mean, this was built, we found newspapers in there from 1997, so 20 odd years ago. Oh gosh, 25 years ago. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, so it would have been built then. I don't know if DPM was a thing back in the 90s, I imagine it would be, but there was none. It was literally just the timbers laid onto a concrete base. The other problem with it is there was drainage. As you can see, I brought all the drain pipes back with me and guttering as well, but the drainage was literally just flowing onto the concrete base. So again, water was just getting under the thingy and just causing it to rot from the bottom, which is not a problem. I can work with it. So yeah, so the next step is now is to get all of these guys off, and then I can get that top piece of timber off there, off that one, put it onto the bottom there, and then I have one frame, one side ready to go back up. I'm gonna paint all of the shiplap anyway, just to give it a bit to last a bit longer. I've worked it out that if I go if I go to a wide shot so you can see a bit better, yeah, I can get two. It's just going to be two lengths and then a little bit I'll need to cut along the edge, but I'll figure out how to seal it and stuff. So yeah, right, let's get all of those bits off then. So patterns all off. I took all the noggins out as well. They just seemed pretty pointless really. They were screwed in with weird hex screws, which was a bit of a pain. But yeah, they're all gone there, and I have took off the freebie 2 bottom piece, which on the top side doesn't look too bad until you flip it over, and it is rotten. Absolutely gone. I think it's had woodworm and all sorts of stuff. All the screws are still in there. Fortunately, the uprights are all good. They're absolutely fine. So that is now scrap wood. There's literally nothing worth saving on there. It is just dead. So I need to get all of those screws out, and then being careful not to tread on the new slabs. I had to balance it precariously, but you can see the slabs are still fine. Next bit is to take this bit off from the top and then put that bit onto the bottom. It is cut shorter there, which I had to cut when I was taking it out, but I have got that piece and I can just use one of those noggins just in between to frame it, support it, whatever, so it'll be fine. So yeah, let's see if I can get this top one off and put on the bottom. And there is Twilight the cat. Twi! Supervising as always. And there we go. One top bar popped off, relatively easy with a pry bar. And handily, where the nails are positioned are exactly where the studs are at the bottom. So I can just knock them back out, knock them in into there. The only thing I've got to do now is I just jump over the patio and pull all these rusty nails out. I think the screws actually. Pull all of these out of here and get it reframed. Okay, so I've done tuck the bit off the top, then I've got the bottom bit out, and then I've started to put the replacement bit from the top onto the bottom. This is confusing to me and you probably, but my battery died in my drill, so that is charging. So I think I'm going to call this video. All I've got to do now really is take all of those nails out there and along there, and then I think that's going to be another video job in cladding the side. And I will probably paint it, well I will paint it as well, so that it is painted, a bit more weather protected. So yeah, that's it. I've done quite a lot, let's say. So we have done the slabs, we have got all that cladding off, we have took the top timber off, put it onto the bottom, and yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.